All right, to all my people who still watch wrestling, welcome to episode 25. 25, man. We at 25 already? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy, man. The episode 25, but yes, we still watch wrestling. I'm Steve Dent. I'm Chili. Oh, what Chili's here today. I'm about to wax. Shaq is here. I'm Chili. So look, man.
What's going
Boy, you
on?
got no,
I
I got
know,
boy, got no
right?
I got
snacks. He
work
delusional.
stuff
That's
going on. I got some
that's
work messages going on.
hey, nah,
Boy,
I
ain't got
messed
no
up.
snacks. He
I
delusional. Look,
messed up. Hey, man. And that's what happens when you snowed in, man. You ain't been outside. They
this
ain't took
boy
a stroll.
delusional.
Don't worry, I get some fresh air tomorrow. It's all good. It's all good. Busy weekend in wrestling, man. Real busy weekend. You know what I mean? But All-Star was this weekend, but a lot of us won't check in for
Was it?
that. So,
What? The who?
I know, right? So let's
Was
let's
it?
what? Oh, you talking about All-Star?
Was it? I might have missed
Hey,
that.
hey, man, that's a topic for
Saw
another
some pickup
podcast.
games. Saw some
Yeah,
pickup
right.
games.
Not even. They was running scrimmages, dog. It wasn't
They
even no
was.
pickup game.
They was, man. They was. Let's get into Grand Slam real quick. All right. So the viewership came out today, and I want to say Grand Slam drew a grand total of 504,000 viewers. There was issues. I don't know if y'all saw, like Buddy Matthews, like legit got hurt, and he got hurt during I want to say during his entrance. The ring was small. I forgot the measurements, how small the ring was. I want to say this is 16 by 16. I could be wrong about that.
It's 2 inches smaller than the WWE ring.
So do you know how small it was smaller than was in the normal AEW ring?
2 inches smaller than like the normal size ring that they use.
You said WWE ring, so I didn't know if
my
AEW
bad.
used the same. Okay, so it's been a lot of backlash. So Shaq, I'm gonna ask you a quick question real quick. Overall scope, what did you think about it?
About the card or about the ring situation?
About the card. I'm gonna ask Willie about the ring situation.
Card it was the card. Like it was cool. Like it just for what it was hyped to be, it really wasn't. Besides maybe one great match and one okay, that was straight. It was just like
Hold on. What was the? All right, let's see if we're on the same page. What was the one great match?
the tag match.
Okay, cool. And what was the one that was straight match?
Shut up. I thought the Toni Storm match was good. The Toni Storm and my Mariah May match was good.
All right, we on the same page. I felt the same way. I felt like the match was good. It wasn't no classic, but it was good. It was cool. It felt a little rushed. Like I guess it was like a normal. It was even like it wasn't like it was highlighted on Max's AEW Grand Slam. Like you literally had to go to AEW Collision, and all of a sudden Grand Slam just appeared.
Right.
So it was just a regular TV broadcast, and it felt like a regular TV match, which was kind of disappointing. But yeah, I'm with you. The tag match was fire. I'm with you. But go ahead.
Saturday night main event for AEW.
Yeah, a glorified house show.
Yeah, it was. Willie, you think the ring was that much of an issue though?
It isn't, man. It wasn't, man. Look, people get so used to, like, your eyes get used to certain things, and then when you see something different, then you're like, what's wrong with that? But it's something.
Are you talking about for us or for the wrestlers? Because for the wrestlers, it's a huge deal.
Why is it?
No, because it's like they talked about this. It's the ring that most of them train in throughout their life. Like the WWE standard is not the norm. That is a bigger than normal
It's a bigger ring. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the one that they use is like what most people like grew up on in the indies, and AEW has used on many occasions. You know what I mean? It's what they've used plenty of times before this. So like
So was it similar to
overhyped.
the same size ring that we saw at VCW?
Probably, yeah.
Shaq, why you think it was an issue?
So the training, Willie makes a great point about the training and things like that. But let's just say now that's your training ring, but now we're in your real job, right? Sure, we run scrimmages on a smaller court, but if this is the ring that I normally work in, this is the larger ring, right? That fraction of them 2 inches, that changes trajectory, that changes landing points, that takes away, your takeoff for people that do aerial moves, little things like that. Like your timing may be thrown off slightly. So I can see why it could be a big move to wrestlers.
I think people said something about it because of Buddy's post. Because Buddy kind of like
Well, I think Buddy's the one that got them the ring because of the original ring wasn't going to get there in time or something, like they couldn't get his shit because they didn't factor in shipping costs and stuff like that. There's something of the sort.
Nah,
And now they have to borrow a ring. So I think Buddy ring.
Yeah, nah, that's true. I'm just saying, like, Buddy's post after, like, when he hurt his ankle, he kind of blamed it on the ring, low key. So I think people was going off of that. So it was interesting, man. The card, like I said, the card won't nothing major to talk about. Glorified house show. Vengeance Day, though, still low key mad I didn't go to DC. Vengeance Day was good. So here's the one thing about Vengeance Day, though. I don't know if y'all watched NXT last night. Williams' trajectory for the next couple months is about to be very interesting because I don't know if we're getting that Trick Williams versus Oba rematch at Stand and Deliver. Well, that not even rematch. They never had a one-on-one match. I don't know if we're getting that Stand and Deliver anymore because, first of all, Eddie Thorpe winning at Vengeance Day was a complete shocker. If you saw the crowd reaction, my reaction, I should have been live because I was like, hold up. Like, he won? And nothing against Eddie Thorpe, but everybody thought that was going to be the trajectory. Like, Trick Williams wins here, and then we started to build a Stand and Deliver. Now, they do got this event coming up next week in Cincinnati, where they're going to be live in Cincinnati next week for NXT. We don't know if they're going to have a rematch there or not, so we're going to see. But they're kind of hinting at, like, Trick Williams low-key, like, changing his character. I don't know if he about to turn heel or we about to see, like, a different side or whatever, but they kind of, so we're going to see. And then we're going to talk about the other factor in a few minutes, all right? But also in regards to Vengeance Day, how do I want to frame this question? Because I want to make sure I frame this right. Jordynne Grace, I want to talk about her real quick. If y'all didn't see Vengeance Day, Julia won the Fatal 4-Way. Shout out to Bayley. Shout out to Bayley for wrestling at Raw, going and playing in the celebrity basketball game Friday night, hopping back on a flight to go to Vengeance Day all the way across country in DC. Yeah, she lived it up last week, man.
BBL Bayley.
Julia won. Eddie Thorpe beat Trick Williams. Fraxium put on another banger. They put on another banger of a match. Stephanie Vickers is your new NXT Women's North American Champion. But at the end, Jordynne Grace came out. And it was interesting because Stephanie and Julia was in the ring. Jordynne Grace stood in front of both of them and looked at both of them. But we don't know exactly what she's about to do. Obviously, she's going to face one of them and Stand and Deliver. My question for you two gentlemen is, who should it be? Should she go straight to the moon and go after Julia? Or should she go after Stephanie for the North American Championship? Willie, you go first.
Go after Julia, win the world title, then let Stephanie Valkyrie and Julia have their match either for the NXT North American title or not. Like I think with Julia and Stephanie Valkyrie, people want to see that match. So I feel that, that doesn't need a title to begin with. I want to see Jada Parker eventually win the NXT title, North American title. But I don't know how she gets there with how they're currently playing with it, because she keeps losing all these like number one contender matches or opportunities or whatever. So yeah, I think Jordynne Grace, they put the title on her, especially with what they're trying to do with NXT on, like, from the business standpoint, being on the CW, putting eyes on the product. More people stateside know who Jordynne Grace is compared to who they know who Stephanie Vickers and Julia are. Julia, I think, got that push because of, obviously because of her talent and stuff, but coming from New Japan and probably negotiating that to eventually get that kind of, like, I need that push to establish who I am. Stephanie Vickers didn't really need it. That's why she got the NXT North American title. So they'll have their little run and see where it goes from there. But I think the belt needs to go to Jordynne Grace for some.
Okay, Shaq, what you got?
So echo what Willie was saying. Yeah, she's going to go after Julia, let them put on a banger, let them put on a great match. And I kind of see Jordynne Grace winning and Jordynne Grace being the face of NXT for a minute.
I don't think she should go after the North American title. I do think she should face Julia. I don't think she should win, though. I think it's too early. Julia just got the belt, like, literally, like, 2 months ago. Now, I don't even think it was 2 months ago. It literally was the last event before this. So whatever pay-per-view they had before Vengeance Day is when Julia won the belt. She hasn't had the belt for, like, a full 2 months, I don't think. I could be wrong about that.
Let me pose you this, Dad, real quick. I'm sorry to
What's
interject.
up? What's up?
So you mean to tell me then, like, think Jordan Grace should lose to Julia?
Mm-hmm.
So that means Jordan Grace. I forgot how many times she lost to Roxanne
Just
for
once.
the for NXT title, lost to her.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Roxanne beat Julia 1-on-1. I think more than once she's beat her 1-on-1, if I'm not mistaken. But again, it might have been like triple threat
Nah,
matches and
it was
stuff.
just once.
one
The other
So
one was
you
like a triple threat match.
so you think
But see,
former
but
TNA Women's World Champion? You think the former TNA Women's World Champion is going to come into this new NXT and then lose? That I don't think that bodes well for Jordan Grace
I
and
don't
what
think it
he's
hurts her.
done.
I don't think it hurts her because the person that she lost to previously is like one of the greatest women's wrestlers in NXT history. 2-time, you know what I mean, NXT women's champ. So the person that she lost to previously, and then now she's wrestling against somebody else who was regarded independently as probably the best women's wrestler in the world, and Julia. So if she loses it, it's not like she's losing these names, I'm not throwing no shade on nobody, but it's not like she's losing to like a Kalani or a Jada Parker. Like she's losing to
Is Julia better than Naomi?
Naomi.
Yeah.
Yeah, in ring wise, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jordan Grace
It's.
beat Naomi. So why is she on the main roster then? Why is Julia on the main roster then? With Naomi, is she better than her?
I mean, well, that's. I wouldn't have no problem with Julia going to the main roster. Me personally, like I wouldn't have had a problem with it, but I get why they doing the NSC. We talked about that like a couple weeks ago. Like you remember how they started with the Black and Gold brand, how they was getting the indie stars to go to NSC first to kind of build up that brand, and I think that's what they're doing again. I think that's the reason why Julia is up there. I don't think anybody would have had a problem with her going straight to the main roster, but I think they're using her to build up that brand. Saying you just lost Roxanne. Roxanne is officially on Raw now, so you just lost Roxanne. Use Julia. Use all the
Julia has
top.
no mic work, yo. They need to put her on. That's what I'm saying. Like, Julia has the in-ring side. She hasn't got the Oscar kind of stick yet. Like you just fuck with Oscar, even though her English ain't always the best when she on the mic. Like she doesn't have that yet. That's what she needs because her mic game is not. It's not horrible, but you know what I mean. Like Jordan Grace gives you that face of NXT Women's Division package already.
That's 100% true, but I think you do more damage to Julia by having her losing this quick than you do Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace can take time to build back. The matter of fact, the same thing they did with Julia. When Julia came in immediately, I remember doing the episode, we all thought she was going to win the first match and Roxanne beat her. And then Julia, they built her up over months to get back to that point. And by the time we got back to the point, they was ready for her to win. Jordan Grace really debuted. Like that match she had against Roxanne Perez was a banger of a match for certain, but won't nobody really expecting Jordan Grace to win. She comes and she wins. I mean, and she loses to Julia, then people gonna be more invested in her getting back into that picture instead of just having her come right in and shooting her right to the moon. I can see if Julia has had a long reign, but somebody as gifted as Julia to take the belt off of her this quick, because Stand and Deliver is like, I want to say WrestleMania, we're less than 90 days away from WrestleMania. So to take the belt off her that quick, I think I think there's a story there to invest in Jordan Grace being built up to eventually win the title. Maybe later on down the line, then just giving her the shot, having her win, and then you knock Julia off the pedestal right away. Because if you give Jordan Grace the belt now, Julia's not getting it no time soon. And it's not like Julia's getting called up no time soon.
She don't need it, though.
Who, Julia?
Yeah, she don't need it no more.
So why put the belt on her there?
She's got it now. Like she's got her legitimacy. Like let her have like a couple more match run, a title run, and then let her get dethroned by Jordan Grace at Stand and Deliver. Begin the Jordan era. You know what I mean?
I think what's the pay-per-view that's all right. So right after Mania is Backlash in Paris, and then right after that, because that's May. So in June is Money in the Bank. They're gonna do a paper. They're gonna NXT normally because they're trying to make Money in the Bank if they already haven't one of the big four now, or big five. They're trying to put it on the same level as the rest of the big four. So they're probably gonna have an NXT live event there. Start a series, because here's what I don't want to happen. I don't want Jordan Grace to beat Julia and then she beats her like 3 times in a row. That shouldn't happen. That should not happen. I don't care who Jordan Grace is. That should not happen. But what you could do is you could have Julia win and Stand and Deliver, and then come follow up with the pay-per-view right after that, and have Jordan Grace win there. Like I don't think Jordan Grace should be Julia.
WWE owes Jordan Grace for the fact she had to lay down as TNA champion for the NXT pin. Now she ain't that no more. Give her just due, man. Let her get back.
Well, she ain't Roxanne Perez, so it ain't like she laid down. Yeah, let's get that straight. She ain't Rox, baby. You know how I feel about Rox. Shaq, we've been talking for a minute. My bad, bro. You go ahead.
No, y'all good, man. I love the dialect, but the dialogue, excuse me. But I don't like when you say it's too soon, because I feel like that term should be used for like an up and comer or somebody who's on the rise. Long gone is a time where nobody knows about any other wrestling promotion, or people think where somebody shows up at WWE, this is their first time wrestling. Like, those days are gone. Like, wrestling fans are well versed in other promotions.
Don't insult their intelligence.
Yeah, and they know who Jordan Grace is.
Yeah.
Like, she's not no rookie. She ain't no newbie. She ain't come from the PC. She's a vet that she's been putting on, and a damn good wrestler at that. So if people already know what she about, know her pedigree, like, it's not, she is a legit, the moment she stepped in the door, she a legitimate threat. So it's never too soon for somebody of that ilk, of that caliber.
So with that being said, let's go into it. All right, so based on the next topic I got, that means y'all think Moose should be Oba.
No, he's not though. I want
to hear what do you don't tell me what they gonna do.
So bad, because logically speaking, it makes sense.
How
the powerhouse vet beats the powerhouse rook. Like, it makes sense, but they're not gonna let that happen.
So, I first and foremost about lost my mind when I saw Moose come out, because I knew. I said this episodes ago. I was like, yeah, I want that face off between Moose and Oba. I honestly think I think that match is WrestleMania card worthy. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. Of course, it's not gonna happen. But I do think that's how big of a match it is. I think that's WrestleMania card worthy. Not just Stand and Deliver. In this sense, I don't have, because in the whole thing with Jordan Grace and Julia is not, she's not a student. Like, she's not a student. That's vet versus vet, right? But in this case, what y'all saying makes sense. If they do have that match, Moose should win, because he is the vet, like you said. Oba is a student. Moose is this not a situation where Oba is got the power advantage and stuff like that? He's been wrestling for years. We haven't. Moose is the one person that had yet the crossover from TNA that everybody knew from TNA. So people been waiting, and now we got it. So Moose should win. But am I gonna be mad to see King Oba win? Absolutely not. That's my I'm fans of both, man. I'm fans of both. I won't be mad to see Oba win. But here's what I do hope happens. I hope it's a title for title match. That's all I want. Title for title. I don't care who wins as long as it's title for title.
It's not going to be title for title. Because first of all, Moose being the X Division champ is hilarious as it is. I think Oba Femi's not going to be the X Division champion.
Yo.
Moose being the X Division champ is funny enough. Oba Femi's not going to be there. That's like Oba being the Cruiserweight Championship. That's the equivalent of him being the Cruiserweight Champion.
Hey, man, look, they talked about it last night like it's a legendary title. So, I mean, I'm not going to demean it. You know what I mean? But, okay, when you put it that way, all right, because Nick Nemeth, no, not Nick Nemeth, he lost to Joe Hendry, right? So Joe Hendry is the actual heavyweight title champ. Okay. All right. I mean, well, look, I don't know. I
don't think that match ends clean.
Yeah, there's going to be shenanigans.
Yeah, I don't think that match ends clean.
100% has a case
what
of
type of shenanigans, though?
Who knows? Someone's interfering.
Somebody interfere. I don't think that match.
Neither one of them got allies, so I'm trying to think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Someone will come.
Somebody want to put on. This is my spot. This is my moment.
I don't know, dog. I struggle to see that. I mean, but who knows? I mean, maybe that group that debuted, maybe they get involved somehow, some way.
The new, what's that? The new, the Evolution? What
I
was
can't, I can't, I can't, I
Mustafa
can't.
Ali's group
I don't
name?
Yeah, I
know.
can't, I can't.
Revolution?
It started
Retribution.
no
Retribution?
retribution.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Retribution.
yeah.
The new Retribution.
I only thing I ain't like was it came out in the same mass that the Shield wore at WrestleMania 30. That's what I'm saying. Do something a little different. You know what I mean? But
And
I'm
homage, man.
I'm gonna get a group a chance. So before I deem them as a new retribution, I'm gonna get them a chance. I'm gonna see what exactly they're gonna do because it's not like they're being booked by Vince. So I'm gonna see exactly what they're gonna do and things like that. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to judge them. I'm gonna wait to judge them. All right. Something else I wanted to talk to y'all about real quick. So we're gonna dive into this more when our brother Rab comes on soon. All right. Because I really want to get into a discussion about. I think one thing that's going, and we've talked about this for a long time. One thing that goes on in the wrestling world is you have a battle between WWE loyalists and IWC, and it's pretty much like you have one group that's like 100% wrestling, don't matter which promotion. And then you have the other group that's strictly loyal to WWE, right? So I do want to dive more into that discussion, right? But so a lot of people have been speculating, and when we say this, we're not wishing downfall on nobody, right? But I do think it's an important topic to talk about because not too long ago, I remember specifically saying, not on the show because I don't think we had started the show by this time, but I specifically told y'all that I was going to stop watching WWE for AEW because AEW had a better product than WWE at the time. And this was
I've
before
never
the
heard these words come out of
I,
this man's
I,
mouth for a single day in
Shaq,
my
did I
life.
say it? Shaq, did I
Yeah,
say
no
it?
cap. Yeah, he said that. Yeah.
Okay.
I said it. This was now, granted, this is before the tribal chief graced us with his presence. This is before that. This is right when the pandemic happened and that Roman Reigns storyline started to cook. I say this all the time. Roman Reigns and the bloodline, in my opinion, they saved WWE, at least from my perspective, because I was ready to jump ship. And then things started, like the bloodline story started to cook. We came out of the pandemic. That first show live in Houston, Roman Reigns comes out first. Fans go crazy. WWE has taken off and elevated since. And what's happened is AEW has gone a little bit of a downward spiral. Some people don't even think the company is going to last. I'm not going to be that dramatic, but they have taken a downward spiral. But
They will be just fine.
I'm going to read you a
They will
quote.
be just fine.
I'm going to read you a quote from Bubba Ray Dudley, all right? So Bubba said on his podcast directly, on the Busted Open podcast, shout out to them. They got an amazing show going on. And I quote, Cody leaving AEW was a major, major blow to that company. Cody leaving AEW is what started the downward trend. Go back and look at any number, any metric, any talk on social media. Cody is the first crack in the wall. I'm going to start with you, Shaq. What do you think about that quote? Does that quote, in your opinion, have any merit? And is there going to be a continued downward spiral in AEW? What you think?
Yeah, there's some merit to that. That is a major, major crack or chink in the armor if one of the founders of the company leaves and goes to the competition. So yeah, I can see that. There's some truth to it. I wouldn't say he's just out here just pulling shit out of the ass, but yeah, there's truth to that.
Great way to put it. What you got, Tilly?
Yeah. Touching on Shaq's comments on the matter. I think it's like AEW did a bad job of semantics when it came to presenting Cody, the Young Bucks, and Chris Jericho as like, made it seem like they're owners, like they have ownership, like in this when they were just like
EVPs,
company people, like they were employees at the end of the day. They had no final say to a certain extent. At least that's what it came off from the outside looking in.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that, and you see one of them leaving, they say, yo, why is like the owner leaving this company? Like, what does that mean? And then yet again to go to like Big Brother, like, you know what I mean? Like going to the Empire, it doesn't make sense. It's like, to Bubba's point, yeah, it's that crack in the armor. It's like, yo, all right, everything isn't as peachy clean as it may seem over there. So yeah, I do agree. It is a chink, but I don't think they're not going to die or fall apart or anything like that. They'll be just fine. They will be the number 2 for quite a while. Because again, they have partnerships with New Japan. Like I think they're trying to capitalize on the international market a lot more.
I was about to ask you that. Are they number 2?
Yeah, they are.
They're number 2.
They're the number
Okay.
2.
Okay.
Where does TNA, what channel does TNA come over? What station TNA come over?
I couldn't even tell you.
Okay, exactly.
Nah, I wasn't gonna mention TNA though. I was gonna ask you if you honestly think they're better than, because y'all follow this promotion heavy. I don't. I honestly say that I do keep up with some of this stuff, but it's not like I follow them heavy. But I was gonna honestly ask you if you think they're a better promotion right now than New Japan Wrestling.
Yeah.
What is?
You thought I was gonna say TNA, didn't you? See?
Is what? I hear you. What you say is what?
Nah, it's AEW. In your
better
honest
than
take,
Japan.
yeah, are they a better promotion right now than
At
New
the current
Japan?
juncture, yeah.
At the current, yeah, they are.
Current juncture, they are. Yeah.
Okay.
New Japan is like they're in their like rebuilding stage. They're trying to get their stars
the
and
great
shit
thing.
back.
Like they didn't trade all their stars away. You know, we got a bunch of just. New Japan is good when they got a bunch of quote unquote gaijins over there. When they got everybody from America over there putting on, blending with their wrestlers over there. That's when New Japan was on fire, when like AJ and Cody and the Young Bucks and all of them are over there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they don't have that right now. There's a lot of homegrown talent there. So, but they still cooking. But
what I will say about the whole thing is one thing that don't get talked about enough. We talk about the booking. Here's what I will say about the booking. It's not that it's all that bad. It just could be better. That's really, it's not horrible. I mean, if that was the case, then they wouldn't have elevated Toni Storm the way they've elevated Toni Storm, right? So it's not like the booking is terrible. It's just, for me, nothing really has grasped my attention to have me locked into AEW outside of Swerve or Toni Storm and stuff like that. The major thing that don't get talked about, though, is where WWE has benefited from, AEW has not. And that's like, it's almost like the transfer. When you got stars that leave AEW and will take off in WWE, like Ricky Saint now, we're going to get to that later. Ricky Saint is about to take off in WWE. He's going to start, like we talked about. It's crazy because we said the same exact thing, and then it happened just like that. As soon as we got off air, he's going to go to NXT. They're going to build him up, and then he's going to go to the main roster and take off. Cody went over there and took off. Jay's about to have a major storyline once she gets back. It's people that's come over from AEW to WWE and have taken off. That hasn't necessarily happened with AEW. Like AEW fumbled Miro, they fumbled Malachi Black. They did good with Swerve. But the one thing about Swerve wasn't already a star when he came over. People knew him as far as the IWC community or whatever, but as far as general, he wasn't the star that he is now. Like, if he came back to WWE right now, he'd be one of the top stars in WWE even right now. So he wasn't that. So a lot of people have left WWE, came over to AEW, and haven't really done so well. And I feel like that's something that AEW missed. Like, those are opportunities. Because you look at some of the biggest reactions, some of the biggest ovations they've had, it's been when people have appeared. Like, now the Adam Cole situation is because of injury. He's had some bad luck as far as injuries is concerned.
Great.
But there's other areas where if they booked it right, they could have capitalized on that, and they didn't. And I think some of that has lost people attention because you drew some of those viewers over when Adam Cole debuted, when Bryan Danielson they got right. When Bryan Danielson came over, now you got viewership from both. Now you got people like, oh snap, like I need to pay attention to WWE and AEW. But when you don't book it right, you lose those viewers and they go back. So that's just my opinion on that. I think that's an area that they messed up on. Like I said, it's not like the booking is horrible, but they did fumble some of those, and that could have took the viewership to another level had they got it right. We're gonna see what they do with the Hurt Syndicate. Maybe Sad joins them, maybe not. We don't know.
Please join.
I want it to happen, but I don't think it's as much as a guarantee as I thought it was a month ago. I really don't. I want it to happen though. I would love for that to happen, man. Yeah, just have Said debut. Bobby, give him that tag belt, and you go after one of those. You know, AEW got like 5 million belts. Go after one of them. Take the belt from the Rainmaker. He got the worst finishing move in all of wrestling, but yeah, take the belt from him or somebody, man. But yeah, all right. I was watching Raw. Oh no, I take that back. Let's scale back 3 days later. 3 days before that. I was watching SmackDown. Kevin Owens, who we should bring that topic back up, because y'all lied to the American people last week. I just want to let that be known. Y'all lied to the American people. And I said
Never
it,
lied to my fans, dog.
you lied, because y'all painted this scenario like KO was getting whooped the whole match. And I started to make a video to troll y'all, but I didn't. But we not even gonna readdress it. We're gonna let that be. But I was watching KO's promo, and as soon as he challenged Sammy to that match in Toronto, I was furious, because the question I have for y'all is KO versus Sammy, unsanctioned match. Is it the right call to have that match at Elimination Chamber?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, y'all go, because I already disagree, but I'm gonna listen
KO
to
gonna
y'all
kill
first.
that man. That match ain't gonna get started. KO gonna kill that man.
Do you
know
want
how
to
you-
say
Okay,
Mania?
all
You know how you
right,
did
okay,
Braun and Jacob? Like, there wasn't no match, and Jacob beat the fuck out of him? Like, because, it don't make no sense for that match to happen right now. This is
So
what
all
happened.
right, so let me add this caveat. The reason, all right, the other factor to it is because the rumor is right now that, and it makes sense in the grand scheme of things because we haven't seen him, but the rumored plan is Sammy versus Karrion Kross and KO versus Randy Orton at Mania. So with that caveat being added, y'all still think it should happen at Elimination Chamber?
Yeah.
Give a little home country sauce to the match. Yeah. Both of us in Canada. They from Canada. Yeah.
Willie, if it was scheduled to happen the way you just said, I would be okay with that, because that means we get KO versus Sammy at Mania 2. Match, KO, you know what I'm saying, takes him out, you know what I'm saying, maybe we get another power bomb to the apron or whatever. We don't see Sammy for a while. They have the match at Mania, cool. But for them to have as big of a history if they have had a one-off match, unless there's some special event between Elimination Chamber and Mania that I'm missing, for them to have a one-off, I don't know if I can get with that. And then we just move on to him having a rivalry with Karrion Kross. I don't know if I can get with that, man. I really don't. Like I said, if it was gonna lead to something more, but they got too much of a history, man. This is the same way I felt when they just threw that match. Don't get me wrong, it was a good match. It was a great moment. But when they just threw that match together, Roman Reigns versus Seth at the Rumble a couple years ago, it's the same way I felt. They got too much of a history to have a one-off. That's why I'm low-key hoping we get Roman versus Seth at Mania. But, yeah, you ain't really going into detail, Willie. What's your thoughts?
No, man. I mean, I just think I'm fine with them pitting on a banger of a match and Randy interfering. And then they can revisit this later on down the line. It doesn't have to be this WrestleMania. And let Randy and KO have their match at Mania, and Sammy and Karrion. I'm fine with that for them. I don't think that's a downgrade for Sammy. I know Karrion has been kind of picking on him a little bit anyway. Whoever Karrion picks on starts to tweak out and shit a little bit. It's no big issue for me, man. It's like, who else could Sammy face right now? He's not in the IC title picture anymore against Braun. Like, he's just
there.
Yeah, completing side missions right now.
The way what you said last week about Damian Priest facing Drew McIntyre is how I feel about Sami Zayn facing Karrion Kross.
Yeah, I understand. I thought about that. I definitely can understand that. It makes good sense.
Yeah.
Right.
I would love to see Randy Orton versus John Cena you pitch it as a one last time match.
They will.
But
I think they're saving that for his last pay-per-view.
I think I think, my God, I think Cena's gonna win this chamber, bruh. My God,
he is. Man. He's gonna beat him at. Randy's gonna beat him John's gonna win his title at SummerSlam, and then Randy's gonna beat him at that December Boston pay-per-view, and that'll be some legend killer shit. Like, I'm gonna put this fucking legend down for good. You know what I mean?
It should be
career match.
Zach, you go ahead before I comment. You go ahead.
Now we good. Go ahead, brother. We straight.
Cause I have a problem with wrestling fans right now. I feel like, and this is not towards y'all, I'm talking about wrestling fans in general. I feel like wrestling fans are like very inconsistent. For years, we've been talking about not wanting part-time wrestlers to come in and take spots from other people, right? I've been critical of Punk, right? I've been critical of CM Punk because everywhere not as far as the level of like star power and skill set, if that makes sense, but he kind of like the Jimmy Butler of wrestling. Like everywhere he goes is like Shaq said, everywhere Jimmy Butler goes is never a good ending. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's been the same thing with Punk. Sometimes it's his fault, sometimes it's not, but everywhere he's gone it hasn't been a good ending. But Punk has come back. Every match he's had has been at least a great match. Every last one. The only match you could say was okay was the match he had the first time with Drew at SummerSlam. That match was cool. It won't great. It was cool, right? But the Bash in Berlin match, fire. The match he just had with Seth at Netflix, fire. The Hell in a Cell, arguably, I think y'all two had it as the match of the year last year. He's put on bangers. He's done everything right. Everybody in the back has had everything good to say about him. This is the one clear lane he has the main event WrestleMania, yo. Like, y'all been chanting this man's name for decades. You know what I'm saying? For a decade straight, y'all chanted this man's name. He's wanting him to come back. And all of a sudden, John Cena come back with that shirt they ruined by throwing everything in their mama name on the shirt, on the front and the back. And all of a sudden, we are 100% behind John Cena going to WrestleMania when this is clear shot. Like, it's it.
This is how it should be. This is the way.
Dog,
this is the way.
It's crazy. And and y'all, as much as we don't want to hear this, if Cena wins the Chamber, he is gonna beat Cody at Mania. I don't want it to happen, yo. I pray you right. I pray. Willie, I pray you right, bro.
So
I pray you
to
right.
your point about like part time, yes, like we hate part timers coming in, but every once in a while there's an exception to the rule. I feel Cena is this caveat. Like he was wrestling in the 2000s. The company Super Cena, all that. So, and to be the record, I kind of want to see him break it. So I understand in this aspect. I understand it. Him being a part timer just on one last run.
But if not, oh my bad. Go ahead.
I don't think he wins the title just because Cena is old school, and I don't think he shouldn't win the title.
But what if he does? But what if he does?
He's not going to win that Mania, though. He's not going to win that Mania.
Yeah, probably.
Like, if he's the epitome of professional, my best shot, a professional as far as a wrestler, those aren't the spots you take. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to take the WrestleMania shine to get over that way. I mean, you lay down on your way out, right? He's on his way out.
Unless,
what's the best way to lay down for the face of the company? Because Roman, Roman's on the back end. You know what I mean? It's Cody. It's been Cody. Like, it would be insane for Cody to have to lay down for John.
Yeah. So, all right, so I'm being advocate right now, right? Now, y'all know, I pray what y'all saying is true. And I don't want Cena to win. Logically, it doesn't make sense. But I'm not going to throw out the possibility anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to say it's completely far-fetched that he won't win. Because there's always something at play that we may not see coming. What if, and I don't think this is going to happen. I've recorded a video last week saying that this is not going to happen anytime soon. But what if he does win because there's a bigger purpose? And what I mean by that is, what if this is the catalyst to what most people have been wanting, to Cody actually turning heel? What if they walk into the room, they sit down with him, and they like, look, Cena, we got you winning at Mania. Cena's like, nah, we not doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We doing a retirement tour, but we're going to do this right. I'm not going to take the spot for Cody. And they'd be like, look, it's not just because of that. It's because we want to turn Cody heel, and this is going to be the catalyst for that. Right? Would it make sense then? I'm just throwing it out there. Would it make sense then? I was just playing advocate.
No, not yet.
Okay.
No, not yet, because they still need to get through Cody versus Randy, and Cody has to be the face for that.
It's Shaq. It's Shaq, directly for you. So you said
what you say, bro?
You said there's an exception, right? My question for you is, if not now, when? If not now for Punk, if not now for Drew, if not now for Seth, when? because it's not
No,
because
bro, you make perfect. I don't want to make it seem like you're not right, like, or you don't
yeah.
have validity behind what you're saying, because you do. Like, you do, right? I get it. CM Punk, right? He wants that main event. Seth Rollins has a case. Drew has a case. A lot of these people have valid points about why they should be in that spot, right?
It's only
And
those. It's only those three in the
no, I
match that
mean,
got a
those
better
three, yeah,
point.
those three,
Yeah,
they have valid point, right? Even if Roman turns around and say, "Yeah, I want to be in the main event," somebody be like, somebody might want to give Roman that main event. Somebody like that will say, "Yeah, let's go ahead and put the tribal chief in the championship spot,"
not this year, but
right?
go
So
ahead.
you see what I'm saying? But sometimes I'm okay with somebody being big bank, take low bank. And John Cena is that. Like, as much as people don't want to admit it, much people hate on Cena, Cena is WWE. Remember how the torch gets passed? Cena, and right now he has to pass it to somebody. Cena is WWE. And if he kind of wants the main event spot at WrestleMania, he gets the main event spot.
He can't win though, man. It's gonna
Right,
be.
yeah.
It's
So,
gonna
and I
Rico.
get it. Some people will say it sucks. Even like 30% of me be like, nah, dog, that shit is whack. I get it. I understand.
I think because you know what I think is gonna happen. What may happen is the fans may turn on Cody for beating John Cena at Mania.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Look how Cena's forcing himself down his throat, down our throats right now. Pause. Like what he's doing as far as putting himself in elimination chain and then getting himself a world title match.
My G, hold on.
That's right.
Son, bro.
Yeah.
That's right.
Come on,
But he
bro.
did pause it, dog. He paused it. He paused
Did
it.
you hear that?
See,
He did?
yeah,
He did pause
this,
it. He
like
definitely
when I
paused
do
it.
pause it, y'all not acknowledging it.
Hey,
When I
he
just
paused
letting
it.
it,
He
when I be
paused
letting it
it.
rock.
That's my bad.
See,
Hey,
Yes, I ain't hear it.
I got some bad chili. You
I ain't hear
definitely
it, Chili.
paused
My
it.
fault.
That's
My
why I
fault.
ain't say that. I ain't
My
say
fault,
that.
Esquire. My
Dog.
bad. Yes, and to anybody watching, the answer is no. We will never grow up.
Never. We would
We're
never
never
grow up.
growing up for when our wives and ladies tell us to grow up. We're not gonna grow
We're
up.
never growing
No,
up.
we will never grow up.
But go
Continue.
ahead,
Chili, my
Chili.
bad.
yeah, but as I was saying, man, just fuck y'all, man. I really don't like it. That concludes my thoughts on whatever the fuck it was I was talking about. Next topic, man. Next topic.
That's definitely going on the real.
Well,
Man, because it's never guaranteed, man. It's like they had Punk lined up to main event WrestleMania last year, and he got hurt. And when he got hurt, he wasn't even involved in WrestleMania. Which turned out, and I don't want to say anybody getting injured is a blessing, but it actually benefited him because we was able to carry on that rivalry with him and Drew that gave us, you know what I'm saying, possible match of the year. And then like it's never guaranteed. Nobody predicted Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble. And I'm pretty sure if they was planning for Mania and talking about it at SummerSlam, they did not have Jey Uso penciled in to win the Rumble. And then things changed. The fans kind of like shifted everything. And one thing about WWE fans, they're inconsistent and they're at times unpredictable, right? Wrestling fans in general, because they could be with you and then for whatever reason they could, because I still don't know why they turned on Cody in AEW. So it's just never guaranteed, man. We could see another Jey Uso type. What if LA Knight, he's already over? What if he starts to become more over and over? And then next year's LA Knight's turn. Like, it's never guaranteed. So that's why I think if not now, then when. And everything that y'all saying about John Cena as far as him not winning at Mania and why he wouldn't do that because he's an ultimate professional, I think that's more the reason why he shouldn't win at the Chamber and he shouldn't be main event against Cody for that same reason. Like, he's taking a spot away from somebody else that deserves it. Now, granted, it helps build the storyline for him, like Willie said, like constantly like failing and things like that. But I think him losing at the Elimination Chamber could do the same thing. It's just all about how he loses. Like, how does he lose at the Chamber if he's going to lose? You know what I'm saying? The way that he lose has to keep people invested. You can't have him be the first one eliminated. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that. But the way he loses has to keep people invested. You know what I mean? So we going to see, man. We're going to see what happens with that. Last thing real quick, and then we out of here. I said we was going to save it for later. Ricky Saints. I'm formerly known as Ricky Starks, man. He debuted on NXT last week. He was there yesterday. I think they set up the obvious feud for him first, but Ethan got to finish his story with Javon. Hey, yo, real quick, before I even ask that question, man, shout out to Javon, man. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to the young OG, man. He showed up. There was a lot of great wrestling Saturday night on Vengeance Day. It was a lot of good performances. Roxanne, Ethan Page, shout out to him. They put on a great match. The tag match was fire. But Javon, man, the young OG, man, he showed out from the overall aspect of wrestling. What I mean by that is not just about athletic ability. It's about in-ring psychology and like selling what's going on, and the little stuff like him wearing a mouth guard to the ring and kind of like selling that injury the whole time, not really talking. Like he didn't even do the bouncy chant or anything like that. Shout out to him, man, because he's getting better and better. But how we feel about, first of all, how you feel about the name change, I don't think it matters much, but how you feel about the name change and how you feel about what's your trajectory as far as what's about to happen with him as NXT. Chili, you go first.
It doesn't hit like Ricky Starks, but it'll grow on people.
Was it a trademark issue?
Just in case.
Or did he just change it?
Probably trade. Anytime you change your name, it's a trademark issue.
I don't know if he said why he changed it, but I know he explained like the name change about New Orleans and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. What do you think, sir?
I feel it was a dope signing. Like it was a dope signing, and it's rare nowadays when we get something of this magnitude and it's kept under wraps. Like there was no rumor, we saw Ricky at the airport.
It was quick.
He debuted on the night. You know, he was let go out of his contract, and then he was on NXT.
Was walking down the steps, man.
Like quickly at that too. That's
quick.
That's what I love about wrestling. Like even before like all the spoilers, when somebody just debuted out of nowhere, especially somebody of this caliber. This felt like the good old days of watching Raw and Nitro, and they're like, what the shit? Holy shit, he in WCW now? Like it feels good for that. And then somebody of that caliber, I kind of want to know what happened behind the scenes. If you look at his last match in AEW, I want to believe it was like in like March or April or something like that.
He got an interview talking. It's an article of him talking about. I didn't read everything, but I'll send it to you. He does talk about like what happened.
But it's like he wasn't hurt. He wasn't anything. They just had
that
him
Chris
at
Van
home.
Fleet interview coming soon.
He was just at home. And like he said, he was sending them ideas. He was sending them storylines, and Tony was just shooting them down. So he just sat at home.
Yeah.
So it's a great pickup for WWE. Him and somebody like that. I want to see what Sean is gonna do. I think Sean will love Ricky Starks or Ricky Saint, and I believe he gonna cook down there. Go after the North American Championship first, then and then build up.
He got a bigger setup than Ethan, because they gave Ethan the difference between him and Ethan is because when Ethan showed up, like they thought Ethan was just gonna be, just somebody that got signed like Sean Spears, kind of like on that Sean Spears trajectory, and now they gave Ethan the spot, and Ethan ran with him. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, Sean Spears been dope, but they kind of like
just what I'm saying,
they kind of they haven't really done nothing with him since he debuted. But with Ethan, man, Ethan took that spot and he took off, man. He's been relevant even without the title. I think Ricky's about to take it to a whole nother level. I think him being in NXT is perfect for him because it's only a matter of time before we see, well, I don't know if he's coming back as Miro or Rusev, but it's only a matter of time before we see him and Malachi or Aleister Black. I don't know which name he's going to have either, but it's only a matter of time before we see them two, and they're going straight to the main roster. So it's only a matter of time before we see them two. So I think it's perfect. Let him take off at NXT. Let him be another catalyst for them to rebuild what they had as far as, and not to say that NXT has been bad, but like really establish themselves. Because like we always go back to the black and gold era where you couldn't tell nobody they wasn't a third brand, not a developmental piece. They was a third brand. You couldn't tell us anything different. I'm actually about to start a takeover rewatch and go back and rewatch all the takeovers and stuff like that, man. But
go back to the beginning.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the beginning. I've done it before. I went back to the very beginning. Man, to this day, bro, on everything I love. Well, I'm not gonna say that part. I'll tell y'all what I was about to say offline. But to this day, one of the best in-ring performances that I've ever seen on TV is what Cesaro did in that match with Sami Zayn.
The 2 out of 3 falls match.
Man, that was my first time watching Cesaro in NXT. And I mean, he's Claudio now. But He was Cesaro in NXT.
I might watch that tonight. What takeover was that? I might watch that tonight.
That's one of the early ones. That's
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna look it up. But man, I remember I didn't expect the match to be that great. And I'm watching Cesaro like, yo, like he's putting on like a wrestling clinic right now. Like it's one of the best performances in NXT history that doesn't get talked about, man. Just that match in general. And I think he won that match. I think they put him over in that match. I could be wrong about that too.
I can't remember.
I think he won.
Was that one of the first 5 takeovers?
Yeah, it was an early takeover. This was before they was doing it at arenas. Like this is when they was having takeovers still in
Full Sail.
and Full Sail. We gotta hit one of those events one day soon if we can get tickets. We gotta go to this event at Full Sail, man. I think that would be dope.
Would be.
Yeah, man. What, Shaq, you got the either or, bro?
Oh, I do, man. I do. I got one tonight. So to all our listeners out there, thank you to new and old. If you're not aware what this or that is, it's a little segment we come up with where I come up with a scenario, a question,
But it is.
or that. So we want to see what the fellas think, wrestling based. Well, just take this journey with me, fellas. The Super Bowl just happened. Football season's over. Shout out to the Eagles. And, during football season, we do this thing called fantasy football, right? And shout out to Dent, who this Sunday, he will receive his last place punishment. Y'all look out for that. We will have some footage for that for y'all too. But that's neither here nor there. Tonight, we're going to do a little wrestling fantasy draft, all right? With you two people. You two are going to each start your own company, all right? You get 7 picks, all right? It's only 7 picks, all right? But listen to the caveat. You're going to need a world champion. You're going to need a tag team. You're going to need a women's wrestler. Tag team, women's wrestler. All right. And you're going to need like a mid-carder and then 2 up-and-comers.
So we including men and women in the 7 picks, or we doing men first and then...
Nope, men and women in 7 picks. Nothing different. Men and women. So like I said, it's fantasy. Whoever takes that person's now off the board.
All right.
So, and we're going to do difference here. Willie cross first. Willie gets the first pick.
My first pick.
So wait, hold on. Are we doing like we can pick anyone?
You could do it if you like to do it. If it's just your
What was it?
Active wrestlers though. Active wrestlers.
Yeah, active. Like right now, let's just say everybody's a free agent.
What's the category
first
again?
pick is world champ, right?
Yeah. No, you don't have to be. It could be whatever you want.
But what's the category?
You're gonna need a world champ. You're gonna need a tag team. You're gonna need a women's champ. Mid-carder for that mid-card belt, and 2 up-and-comers because, they're going to have somebody, got to fight somebody. So, what I'm saying?
We can't have a man and woman for a mid-carder?
It's up to you. I just said mid-carder.
No, I'm saying it sounds like we're only picking one woman.
7 picks. Nope.
No, what I'm asking is...
I know what you're saying. No, it's 7 picks.
So we only...
If you want your mid-carder to be a woman, so be it.
Because we only getting one woman.
It
sounds very...
It's not. I gave you 2 open slots.
What was the last mid-carder and what was the last one?
Mid-carder and two up, one up and comer and 1 open slot. Is that better there?
Yes, that's much better. Thank you.
One up and comer and 1 open slot.
All right, cool.
William, you can go first.
All right, my first pick is going to be Cody Rhodes as my world champ.
We selling tickets over here. Tribal Chief. Let's go.
You know what's funny? I would have did the Tribal Chief just to mess with Ben.
I was going to do it, but
I would have did that just to know his whole game plan.
I got a backup plan. Hey, you don't think I got? You don't think I got a backup plan, brother? Come on, man. I got a backup plan. Chili. It would have been smart for him to take the Tribal Chief. I had a backup plan.
Chili,
my women's champ, Bianca Belair.
Give me
you got Cody and Bianca.
Give me Rhea.
My mid-carder. So in theory,
hold on. This is a snake draft.
In theory, I can pick 2 mid-carders, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I can't because I still need one of my up-and-comers can be technically a mid-carder. No, I don't know. That's too much. Never mind. Anyway, my mid-carder will be Will Ospreay.
My tag team is Young Buck.
My young up-and-comer is the young OG Javon Evans. That's one of my young up-and-comers.
My mid-carder would be Jey Uso.
My tag team will be the Golden Lovers. You see what I did there, right? Smart. This thing is
That's
smart right there.
So when
smart.
they split,
Yeah,
that's pretty
and
good.
they don't have to split. They can have one-on-one matches with other
That's
people too.
pretty.
You know what I
That's
mean?
pretty good.
How many more spots are there?
Two more, right?
Yeah, you have two more. I have one more.
Two more, yeah.
So I mean, I already did the mid-carder, so what's
You didn't do your
You're
open.
young.
You didn't.
You're
You're
I ain't do
young.
my
You're young, and
You're
you're
up and
you're
comers.
young. You're up and coming, and your open slot.
all right. So give me my open slot, give me Jacob Fatu.
So I did my young up and comer. So it's just an open slot that's left. That's what you said. Okay.
Yeah.
Gunther.
And then for my open slot, give me put some real thought into this. Give me Becky Lynch. Give me the man.
Okay. That's pretty good.
Bianca
good,
Belair
bro.
ain't fighting nobody. Straight. She fighting all niggas on the roster.
That's what I said. That I ain't about to just pick one
I
woman.
forgot
That's
about
crazy.
that. Yeah, I know.
We ain't about to do the women like that. Like it's too many. It's too many.
Right.
Too many great women on that roster, man. It just be like, we're gonna have a women's world champion. Then...
If I could redo the last pick, it'd probably be Britt Baker or
I thought about Britt, but I got to put butts in seats right now. Becky, one of the hottest tickets right now. So everybody at that pick is not only good wrestlers, but they draws. Everybody I pick is a draw. So yeah, we selling tickets, baby. That's what's up, man. That was good, Shaq. That was good. That was dope. Just out of curiosity, who would have been
You broke up like the internet's going crazy.
who would have been yours? Who would have been your draft?
Damn, I can't say nobody else said so. If I would have said Will Ospreay was my champ, but yeah, I would have had Will as my champ. My tag team, I would have had FT.
Mm-hmm.
My mid Carter, I would have had Swerve.
That's a good pick.
My open slot, I would have had MJF. My woman, I'd have had Tiffany Stratus.
MJF's a good one. And I thought about it.
You know what? I was it, right?
Yeah, you pretty much got AEW. you pretty much AEW.
Not Tiffy Clown.
Oh, you had said anybody for WWE to Tiffy. Okay.
Not Tiffy Town.
Tiffy Town. Okay. Yeah. You know what? Willie, before we get out of here, Willie, you said something earlier that I almost forgot to go back to until Shaq just said what he said. You said this offline, but I'm gonna get your thoughts right now before we get out of here. You said Tiffany versus Charlotte ain't really hitting like they wanted to. Brother, can you go into detail about that?
I mean, it's just not getting the people going like how they want to. Like Charlotte originally didn't come off the way they needed her to. She wanted to come off face, but she needed to be heel, and now they're working through that. So it's like it's going to be a match that people are like, "Oh yeah," but I'm not moved how I originally thought I'd be moved at this. You know what I mean? That's what it comes down to for me.
I get why they did it from this perspective. I get it because Tiffany has been compared to Charlotte her entire time, even when she was at NXT. Everybody was debating like if she was more athletic than Charlotte, because up until that point, like people been saying that Charlotte's been the most athletic woman in WWE. I don't necessarily agree with that, but she definitely has a case for sure. She's probably top two. I think Bianca's one, but she's two. But some people got her one, whatever. But it makes sense for that comparison standpoint. I just think the match has to be a classic. And I think you book that match with the expectation that Charlotte is going to get a classic out of Tiffany. I think Tiffany could put on a classic. I think Charlotte can put on a classic. I think they can put on a classic together. I think it can be similar to that WrestleMania 30. Up until WrestleMania 39, I don't know if we really had it so that Rhea Ripley could give us like a classic match, and then she went out and gave us that match with her and Charlotte. The match just has to be a classic, bro. It has to, and Tiffany has to win. The debate is, are those two things going to happen? Is Tiffany actually going to win this match? And if the match is going to be a classic or not? It has to, unfortunately, for Tiffany, like to give her that real shine, because Rhea was already on a trajectory of going up, but she took off after that match.
Tiffany's not going to win. She's going to lose.
And that's why I think, and that's why I'm not looking forward to it, because I agree with you.
And the young star in Rhea.
Yeah, I agree with you, because it's not a situation of, a lot of people forget that was Rhea and Charlotte's second match at Mania, the 39 joint. The first time Charlotte won off the same principle you just said. And
Maybe I
that's what
do Charlotte and Becky at SummerSlam and Becky come back.
I would sign up for that
That's what they would do.
because they've never disappointed us.
Get seats in the table,
No,
busing.
no match of any of the 4 horsewomen has ever disappointed us, regardless of which two have faced off against each other. None of those matches have disappointed us. So I would sign up for that. I just need us to give us the match that we've all been wanting for these past few years, and that's Bianca versus Rhea. That's the one we want. That's the one we want, and I need them to give us that match, man. I need them to give us that match. So yeah. All right, man. Well, it's been real. This is another episode of Yes, We Still Watch Wrestling, episode 25, man. Thank God we done made it to 25 episodes, man. God is the greatest, man. Shout out to God,
greatest, man. Shout out to God.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe to the content. We got some heat coming y'all way. I know we keep saying that, but we've delivered on part A so far. We got part B, C, and D.
We're gonna do a quick plug real quick. Keep talking. We're gonna do a quick plug. Keep talking, man. I got it. Keep talking, brother. Do the outro. I'm right here.
All right. Make sure you like and subscribe to the content. Yeah. We on YouTube. We on Facebook. We on Instagram. We on TikTok. More content coming your way, man. For sure, man.
Speaking of God, man, y'all go ahead.
Yeah. Almost forgot, man. Yes, man. Yeah, thank y'all, man.
I got one more over there in the corner. Speaking of God, man, y'all
appreciate y'all, man. My wife, he's holding. My wife just published a book called Serial Encouragement for Adulting. So if you struggle with the everyday struggles of adulting like everybody else does, man, it's a perfect book for you. So make sure y'all pick that up. It's on Amazon and it's on her website, serialencouragement.com. It's only like $12 paperback. Not available on Kindle right now, but it will be soon. So appreciate y'all, man. Yeah, basically y'all go out and get your copy, man, for sure. All right. But yeah, man, till next time, man, y'all be blessed. Y'all have a great week. For those of you that's on the East Coast, man, y'all be safe out here in the snow. And y'all stay warm.
Man, stay warm, man.
Do like I'm gonna do tomorrow. Get plenty of snacks. Hey, y'all. I got that. See, I got the jalapeno chips, man. I'm about to smash these chips, but I ain't get those. I ain't get no. I got chips, all that stuff. I got the queso dip upstairs. I ain't get no chocolate. Don't worry, the M&M purchase is coming tomorrow. No worries. All right, but y'all be blessed, man. Have a great week, man.
Yeah, peace out, man.
Peace out, y'all, man. Love.